Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Romagna Grand Prix here in the beautiful country of Italy. I am again joined by FRL, aka Hunter himself. It's a pleasure for you to be here in the booth, brother, but what a beautiful sight it is to have all these cars on the circuit after what was a lackluster Spanish Grand Prix. How are these drivers going to bounce back and show how these regulations actually work? Well, that's some very important information you'd love to hear. I hope the stream was able to hear you. If they weren't, I'm going to be really upset. So hold on one second. Let me just make sure that they could hear you there. If not, I can just make sure that they do. But and they cannot hear you. That's wonderful. That is just absolutely wonderful. So that's what we're going to do real quick. Let's just do it from the top here again. And just give me the same information you had before about that. So hold on one sec. My bad. We love technical difficulties, don't we, brother? Don't we? We love them. That's the best. Okay. It's my good friend. Talk.
Yeah. All right. Race info. All right. Fuel run going to be around 12 to 13 laps. Expect 2 to 3 pit stops. We're back to using fuel. No ERS. One DRS zone. It's enough to make an easy overtake. We'll see a lot of DRS training today. So I'm expecting qualifying to be very crucial to race positioning. You don't want to start bad at a track where you really can't make any progress moves-wise.
Oh, I completely agree with what you said. I mean, it is the truth, though. I mean, when you look at how races have gone as of late, especially, you just got to be very, very, and I mean absolutely very careful on how you get your qualifying sessions done. Because, you know, if you get one little track limit, you're done. Your lap's over. So you got to be very careful. And, again, I will say, again, this is what's going to be interesting is how are these drivers going to race considering, you know, these are back to the normal regulations. And again, there was a lot of talks about what we were going to do for the next race and if we were going to run back ERS, what we are going to do there. But looks like we're back to normal. And I think, honestly, best decision in general because, you know, the game has been very broken since the update that came out with the new season. And it's really unfortunate, but there's only so much you can do about it. But, yeah, I'm really curious to see how these guys are going to do today. Right now, currently, it is that VZS on pole, if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah, currently on the pole. A lot of people invalidating. This is a very easy track to get track limits because the curves, they're wide, and you want to push those curves as much as possible because that's where the time is.
100%.
And so with everyone learning where the track limits are and aren't in this early part of qualifying.
Without a doubt. Thank you for the inside information on that. Again, you know, we go to what happened last week in Barcelona, and the word to describe it 100%, I mean, you could hear what Atomic said, you heard what Commander said, you heard what everybody said. They all said it was a lackluster race, you know, a big disappointment. And now you kind of go back to square one where you were, and you wonder, hey, is this going to be better than it was, you know, before? And I guess we're going to see today. And again, I think this is the thing. It also comes down to how are these drivers going to have their approach on the circuit every week, you know? And honestly, with the new regulations, they drive like a bunch of wussies. That's the word I would describe it. You know, they were too scared to go and make an overtake if you were in third. They were too scared to make an overtake if you were in second. They would just stay behind. It was literally a choo-choo train, which is kind of ironic considering we're going to see a DRS train probably today. But, I mean, it was literally the same exact thing. And it was very pathetic considering you had those different regulations, and it was still the exact same as Balky gets forced off the circuit by Harlanster, who I believe that's a new driver, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, on the scoreboard, Bonkai had a time of 0.0003 there. I don't think you can really go much faster than that. Obviously, that time off the board now.
Well, you got to be upset there too. I mean, literally, you think you have a great lap, and now it gets invalidated on your lap to make it better than the lap you just had before because of a driver being reckless. So really unfortunate for him. But again, it goes to show that anything can happen at any given time here in Formula Nitro, and you just got to be careful with who you're around at that point.
We got 2 people without usernames today. I believe one of those is O'Neill. Not sure who the other is. Have to check on that.
Again, I mean, I look at how this has played out so far. And Keppa right now on pole with a 57.539. Really good lap. VZS had a good lap as well. Ginger Lizard now is tied with No Name, who I don't know who that is, but yeah, they're tied.
Okay. The other no-name person is Riley Butter from Australia. We don't see a lot of Australia drivers, so it's good to see another one on the grid. Reserving for Elmo, who I believe will lose a seat because I don't think he's yet to show up to a race this season. Or if he has, he's not really did anything important in those races for me to remember him.
Yeah, again, I mean, the drivers that you really got to look out for are the ones that have been on the grid every single race, you know, been consistent. You know, your guys like VZS, your guys like Dice. I mean, you can even make an argue Bulky's there as well. I mean, there's a lot of people that have that same thing, and it's really fun to see how these guys go. You could even say Dills as well. I mean, if you're just consistent, that's really what matters, honestly. And again, every race is a new experience, and every race you gain more experience. So, as Peacock is currently in the grass right now, over by one of the chicanes here, where all the Ferrari faithful would be, if it was, you know, an official race, if you will.
Qualifying about to end here. People are getting on their final laps now.
Yep, and there's a lot of cars also in pit lane just kind of just chilling right now, which, again, I mean, that probably is just strategy, honestly. But right now, Ginger Lizard on pole at the moment with a 57.440. What a lap. We'll see if it stays there. Peacock gets his lap invalidated. I think that's because he literally just got out of the grass, but I could be completely wrong on that, so don't quote me if I'm wrong. Here's Kane.
I believe this is Ginger Lizard's first start in Formula Nitro, at least here in Academy. He's missed the first 3 races, had other things to do, showing up today. It looks like he'll good chance to be on the pole here unless VZS can pull something out of it here.
100%. Here comes Dutch around that final corner. Going to go down the front stretch here, past the paddocks, and for the checkered flag he goes. Where is he going to be? A little bit farther back than I thought he would be. VZS, is he getting his lap going? I don't even think he had time to even get his lap going.
VZS, no, he went up to the top and he ties with Dice for the pole.
Oh my
obviously,
goodness.
VZS and Dice, right next to each other on the racetrack, they both tie on that lap. So they just, at the same time, right behind each other, get the same lap. That's what you call a perfect copy there from Dice to get P2. Obviously, whoever sets the lap first will get the spot. The VZS will be starting on pole unless someone can beat a lap here. I think there's
Here comes Cuba.
2 or 3 cars.
What's Cuba going to do?
Yeah,
Cuba, no.
slower lap. He actually lost positions there.
Yep. He could have just stayed in the paddock at that point. But man, what a qualifying session there. You don't see that every day. I mean, you really do not see that every day. It's the same exact lap time. You got to feel bad for Ginger Lizard. He thought his lap was perfect. VZS and Dice had other ideas. They're going to start 1-2 here at Imola today. And it is going to be third for Ginger Lizard. Keppa in fourth. Fifth is Bucky.
A lot of heavy hitters are not here today. A lot of reserves getting their chance at the spotlight. Yeah, no. A lot of these people have yet to make a start or just have made starts, but they've been in the back. So I expect the train to break up somewhere around the 7th position for the front runners and the not front runners.
Oh, without a doubt. And again, this is going to really show how these drivers go. I mean, with qualifying is obviously going to set the tone as always, but is it really going to play a big factor today? That's the real question. You know what I mean? Considering the DRS train and such. We saw what happened in Australia with those regulations. It was very interesting. Obviously Shanghai as well. So we'll see if, you know, having that best qualifying position is worth it or not in some cases, because, you know, you could literally go wide and your race is over within seconds. So we're going to see what happens here. Again, we're on standby right now. Qualifying is officially over. VZS on pole by about 3 milliseconds at this point. I mean, literally just unbelievable over Dice and Ginger Lizard. So your top three again are going to be VZS, Dice, and Ginger Lizard to start this thing. We're going to have the starting grids eventually when we get this thing underway. All these drivers on the grid going to go to the grid soon, I should say. But right now they're in the pit lane, just kind of messing around as they do usually. Dill's literally doing burnouts without the smoke. You can see it right now. And they're all, Dill's. I'm sorry, that's pretty funny, I can't lie. But no, I mean...
Yeah, Dill's had a very unlucky season. Bad luck in China. He was in the back, nowhere near any of the packs for the race, and the same happened in Barcelona. Let's see if he can turn it around this race. He's starting in the mid-pack here. That'll be P7. A decent position. I'll put him on the inside lane there, and you definitely want to be on the inside lane here. It's a very wide track, very easy to make an overtake once you get to that inside. Outside doesn't really have a chance to battle back for most of the lap until we get to that hairpin.
100%. And I think honestly too, what plays a factor into it is, you know, the qualifying sessions as of late have been a little chaotic, and I think what's really going to play a factor into this is, you know, obviously we had different regulations last week. We'll see if these drivers are as aggressive as they were in the, you know, the Australian Grand Prix and of course the Chinese Grand Prix as well, considering what went down last week. Isn't that right, Hunter?
Yeah.
Well, right now we're getting everything underway. We've got the game relocating, so that's why we're on standby right now. Again, if you're just tuning into the stream, hello, welcome to the broadcast booth here. I am joined by FRL here in the booth. Beautiful weather here in Italy for the Imola Academy Grand Prix. And you're seeing all these drivers getting ready to go here. Round 3. Beginning, I don't think it's actually round 3, but it's round 4. So the game is lying, is what you're saying. Again, all these drivers are ready to go racing here in Imola for the first time in quite some time. We haven't been at Imola in a while, so it's good to see these drivers on the grid and get ready to go. Seeing Dills. I don't know what he's doing. Now he's going to go.
Re-get the remote.
And here they go. Now, Chow, I want to ask you, if you're watching right now, please let me know who your pick is to win this thing. I'd love to know down below. Currently, we don't have anybody in the chat yet. which is crazy, but it's early. Again, it's Academy. I don't think too much of it, so it's fine.
Yeah, they're doing their beginning formation lap, or pre-formation lap, I guess, to get to the grid.
Yeah. It's not your actual formation lap. It's just the lap before the formation lap, if that makes sense. Like, just your drive to the grid. Again, it doesn't matter where you are currently, like, off pit lane. All that matters is your qualifying performance. And we're going to go through the grid when we get to it. But, again, I am really curious to see how this is going to be today. If we're going to see a lot more aggression from these drivers after what happened last week. I definitely don't want to hear an Atomics rant. That was pretty scary. I've never seen him like that before.
We've got 22 people in game. I believe we have 17 drivers. I could be wrong.
It looks like that. Looks like 16 drivers. I could be wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Never mind. We have Cam.
Light rain.
Oh, we got
That's
rain.
interesting.
Oh, okay, never mind. I was about to say. I was like, what are we doing here? Yeah, I'm about to say. I was really scared there first. I was like, no way we're having a rain race today. That'd be kind of wild. Yeah, let's turn the license audio off just in case these dudes do any Fortnite emotes that have copyrighted music on it. Again, though, currently on standby, all these drivers emoting away right now here. Aura farming, if you will. The top 3. Aura farming. And then you got Keppa joining as well. Are all these drivers going to come in here and aura farm right now? This is what we're doing? We're going to see. And let me do something real quick before I do anything. Turn off visualize sound effects. Let's see if they all aura farm again. I really want to see that. Walk y'all aura farm with you. Looks like we're not aura farming anymore. We are currently getting ready to go. So yeah, you are right. It's 17 cars on the grid today.
Yeah, there's an open spot right there. I don't know who's supposed to be in that car, but Tristan.
Yep, Tristan's here to watch listen to the commentary here. So we're gonna lock in and be ready for this thing. Tristan, you watching the stream as well? I just wanted to ask. If not, it's fine. I don't really care. You're good. I just wondering.
What's up, boys?
What's good, man? How you doing?
I'm doing fine. Yeah.
Good to hear. Good to hear.
I'm gonna hop on to watch the race as well. I might help you guys commentate.
All right, sounds good.
It'll be fun. If I'm allowed.
Yeah, we're about to start. I don't know if the lobby's open or not, so we'll see.
Probably not at this point. The race is definitely going to get going here.
Yep. Well, we're going to see how things are going to play out here. VZS, again, on the pole today. But Dice, again, has that preferred inside line. Now, let's get the grid going here. Starting in row number 1, we have VZS and Dice. Row 2, we have Ginger Lizard and Keppa. Row number 3, we have Bulky and who is the no-name? Please tell me.
That is O'Neal.
O'Neal. Then we have Dills, Kane. Patrick's, is that how you pronounce it? Patrick's?
I believe so.
Then we got Mario Fan, Christos, Cuba, Dutch, Riley, Harlanster, Peacock, and Bonkai. So yeah, that is your grid. 17 drivers here in Imola, ready to go on all these cars around the circuit on this formation lap. For some reason, you're seeing people battle for positions when there's actually no point in doing that. Again, we're back to fuel today, so that's going to be fun to see how things are going to play out here. As you see all these drivers warm up their tires, which I love to see. It's very aesthetically pleasing.
The grid. All right, here we go. I'm going to give 3 names that are going to do good this race. Watch out for Ginger Lizard. He is really good at these DRS train type races at keeping his position. To stay in 3rd and wait till the end to pounce. Dice, he's definitely been the best driver this season. I expect him to probably go out and win this race. I I'm going to say Dill is finally going to get redemption. Third time is the try, as they say. I think he'll be on the podium today.
That would be nice to see. Let's go my picks here. You know, I'm going to honestly give it to the man inside here again. I think Dice as well is going to be one of your biggest contenders today. He's been really good as of late. But then you also got to look at the driver right behind Keppa. I think he's very hungry. He's been wanting that, experience. He's got it today, and I think he's going to do well today. But then, we're going to go all the way back here. I'm going to go and put some money on this man named Peacock right here. He hasn't done the best as of late, but maybe today is the day he actually does something. Anyways, we're here. Commander's here also. I'd love to see that. Also, fun fact, guys, we are actually planning a trip soon. That's going to be really fun. He's coming to a racetrack near me for a NASCAR race. It's going to be really fun. But who cares about that? We got a Nitro race right in front of us. We got a driver already jump at the start. It's lights out. Away we go. A great start from VZS as they're going to go into turn one. This is a really tight corner, so you got to be very careful as Ginger Lizard is almost losing that position. Not quite. Still on the inside of Keppa. Keppa on the outside. Ginger on the inside. Trying to send it as they go through the chicane. Got to be very careful here, as they are also just piling in here as they go through the hairpin. Now going on the exit up the hill, VZS, Dice, and Ginger Lizard. Nothing has changed. Keppa, Bulky, and you have O'Neal as well. No Name himself. Kane's going to get forced wide. Dills is on the inside. They're going at it here early on. Keppa gets a little loose, gets it back going. And right now, early on in this thing, it is currently VZS leading comfortably. Let's give you a good angle here as they come into this corner. And my goodness, O'Neal nearly lost it off the corner. He's going to lose 2 positions. Not ideal at all for him. You got to be very careful, especially when you're coming around that hairpin or around those really tight corners. Especially this turn 1 here and turn 2. You get to that chicane as well. DRS is now enabled. Here comes Kane and Patrix. Now give us the track info, Hunter.
All right, track info. Let's see, this race is going to be 32 laps here from Imola. The track's got 1 DRS zone, which should be a very easy overtake. You got a lot of wide, sweeping, medium speed corners. And then you got a hairpin or 2 and some chicanes. I'm not sure about the corner number. I don't have a map next to me right now. But I'd have to guess there's probably at least 18 corners. I don't know.
Well, thank you for that information, my friend. DRS is now enabled, so let's see what happens here. As Dice is just going to stay behind the VZS machine comfortably. Ginger is also there as well, so that's your podium at the moment. Look at Bulky in 4th and Keppa in 5th. You love to see it. Here they go around this very beautiful corner. It's a very beautiful sight, I got to say. Like going up the hill and everything, too. It's just very nice. This circuit is one of the most aesthetically pleasing circuits, I think, honestly.
Yeah, I think this was the first circuit made. So, Imola was the first ever 2.0 race. That's something you will keep forever. I got a podium in that race.
Well, that's a cool moment. So first ever race in 2.0, and you got a podium. I mean, that's pretty damn cool, I have to say. But it's pretty cooler than that, honestly, though, is we'll see if anybody uses the DRS properly. Here comes Dice. Is Dice going to send it on the inside? He's going to try to. He's right there. He stays with him. Going to do the old switcheroo, maybe? He's still there. I mean, at that point, you just send it through. He's going to try to. But he's going to slide behind on the inside. But here comes Ginger on the inside. Trying to take that position away as Kane goes nearly into the wall, but instead goes into the sand trap and lost a ton of position to the bumper glitch.
Yeah, I think the reason I didn't have Kane on my race picks there is because he often goes for moves that don't exist, and he goes for a move that doesn't exist, and boom, now he's at the back of the pack. So it'll be rough for him.
Again, here they come into these final corners. It's VZS leading comfortably, but again, DRS. How's he going to play out? Is Dice going to go on the outside? Is he going to stay right behind the VZS machine? It looks like VZS is trying to block him.
Whoa.
Which you don't see that every day, and it's going to work. as Ginger Lizard is going to go on the outside, try and make the move to take the lead as they go through the chicane. Very tight chicane. Keppa gets a track limit warning there. And Ginger, I mean, he might just send it. I would not be surprised if he did. But, again, you got to be very careful here. VZS is going to push him wide. And, my goodness, Ginger might lose, like, 3 positions here if he's not careful. Which he is careful.
I did fail. I failed to consider the front stretch actually does open up quite a bit, so it does allow for you to go 3, maybe even 4 wide if you actually go for it. So we could see a lot more overtakes from farther back in the DRS train this track.
Bulky nearly got forced wide. That would have been really bad. And like I said, though, Ginger Lizard just lost 3 positions.
Yeah, he got to the lead momentarily, and he's back to 4th, so maybe we're a bit wrong about 3rd place not being able to do anything, at least here. Just due to the nature of how the front stretch is, because it kind of curves the opposite way, which means the leader kind of has to run the middle and leaves both lanes open.
Oh, they made some contact. That could have been really bad. Dice is currently in front by a little bit. Is it going to be enough to make the move? Is he clear? Not quite. Here comes VZS down the inside. Bulky is also there in 3rd.
Still got a bumper glitch. He's going to lose a spot or 2 here.
Look at this battle here between Patrix and Dills as well. You got Peacock going to go on the inside of Christos. Can he make that move? And here we go again. It's Dice and VZS as they go through the chicane. They make a ton of contact, and it's Dice who goes into the grass. He's going to lose all those positions. And that's what you get for being too aggressive on lap number 6.
Yeah, that's going to be a setback. Racing VZS is a very difficult thing to do. He will squeeze you the maximum amount he can. And it doesn't matter what lap, and it will bite Dice here. We'll see what the stewards have to say about that post-race. Obviously, VZS has been given penalties before. We'll see if he gets one today.
And Bulky, as you were speaking, took the lead. We'll see for how long, though. Again, that DRS it's very intriguing because, you know, you saw VZS blocking on the DRS train. You would not see that last week, that's for sure. We're lap 7 out of 32. And currently it is Bulky leading the Academy Imola Grand Prix. Again, if you're just tuning in, hello everybody. Welcome back to the broadcast booth here. Alongside me is Hunter for today's commentary here at Imola for the Italian Imola Grand Prix here for the Academy Formula Nitro Series. Here comes VZS on the inside, going to make that inside line work perfectly as Bulky just breaks completely.
Yeah, he breaks. No reason to do that there. You have to maintain the W key unless you're saving fuel or the person in front of you checks up. He just completely break there. Might be something post-race, probably a warning. He's already at 3 track limits as well, so he's not doing very good early on. He needs to stay focused and keep a rhythm. That way it doesn't bite him later in the race if he finds himself in a race-winning position, but his earlier actions will take it away.
Without a doubt, you know, a driver you got to feel bad for right now is Dice. He's not even in DRS range on anybody in front of him, which is just really unfortunate. So right now he's really praying for a safety car as Patrix goes up and over into the chicane. And now, if I'm not mistaken, that's either O'Neal or, if I'm not mistaken,
And that could get Dice back in the DRS range here.
So literally, I just jinxed it. That's what you're saying. I just jinxed it. I later said he had nobody in DRS range. Unbelievable.
He's in. So that'll keep Dice in the race. It's definitely going to come down to maybe an undercut could do something here. You know, DRS, there's only one zone. Maybe a one-lap undercut for Dice could get him on a different strategy.
VZS back in the lead on Bulky and Ginger Lizard. That's your podium at the moment. You then have Keppa. Is that... Hold on. I keep getting confused here. Is that O'Neal there in the purple car?
Yeah, that's O'Neal in the purple. That's Riley in the pink in the back.
God, thank you for clarifying that. Thank you so much. It's a little confusing when you can't see their names. It's weird. I don't know why they have that as a feature in Fortnite, but whatever. It's okay. Here we go down the DRS zone again. Down the front stretch. Bulky's going to go on that inside line. VZS is just going to give it to him. We're not seeing any off the gas there from Bulky. Ginger going to stay in third momentarily. Keppa in fourth. And then O'Neal in fifth. And then you have Dills, who's all the way up to sixth. So congratulations for him. Big dubs.
Peacock with 7 track limits already. Yeah, he has been not very good at...
I will be honest with you, though. I mean, he really has been getting forced off the track a bit. Like, this whole pack here has been really all over the place.
Yeah. Something happened in this pack back here, because Dice way farther back and Riley far behind him. Something happened back there. That's going to keep Dice out of it yet again.
You got to feel bad for Dice. I mean, he was doing so good. Had a great qualifying session. And now, I mean, he's so far back. You can see the gap here. Look at that. He's got a lot of work to do. You got Riley also back there, but here comes VZS again. Going to retake the lead from Bulky. And again, it just goes to show how good VZS has been as of late. I mean, he's been red hot.
As Bonkai actually forces Dutch off the track there. Dutch gets a track limit because of it. But I think Dutch should still be able to get the spot. He's in the preferred lane to do so.
And what's really intriguing to me here, honestly, you know, with the 1 DRS, and you got to be very strategic about your overtakes as well, because also if you're coming to the last lap too, it's a long DRS straight. But at the same time, the finish line is all the way over here. And here they come down pit lane. Man, Ginger Lizard and Bulky nearly collided. That would have been really bad. It's got Bulky, Ginger Lizard, VZS, Cuba, Mario, Dutch, Christos, Patrix, and Riley. As Bulky
Double track at Williams.
gets it going, and it looks like Ginger Lizard is going to be first off pit lane.
Yes.
What a pit stop from Ginger Lizard.
Tragic from Williams. Dutch gets forced off his pit stop by his teammate, and he doesn't get the fuel, so he has to back it up, wait another 5 seconds to get the fuel.
Oh my
So
goodness.
that's going to hurt both Williams drivers and effectively take them out of the battle for the win.
You also
Or
got
any
Harlanster here, also just sitting here right now on the pit lane. I don't know what's going on with Harlanster. Is there an issue there? Nope, they get it going. I was wondering if something was up there, but here comes Dice. Is Dice going to stay on the circuit? Nope, he's going to go down pit lane, hopefully get something out of this. Probably not. Yeah, Keppa,
Alright,
Dills, O'Neal, Buckeye, and as well as Kane. As these guys are exiting, Dice is entering the pit lane. And Buckeye's waiting for Keppa. He's going to push him out of the way.
Yeah, the double stack's going to probably give Dice someone to get DRS off.
Look at the race up pit lane here. As VZS goes through the inside. And what a move to take the lead of the Grand Prix. Wow. Sensational move off pit lane there. I truly thought O'Neal was going to take the lead. But it was not meant to be. As VZS has just been an absolute fast machine as they went 3 wide there between Keppa Bulky and Ginger Lizard, who dropped all the way back in 5th after what was a masterclass of a pit stop. Everything went wrong there. As Keppa goes over Bulky for a second. Somehow keeps it going.
Very, very aggressive drivers that will make a lot of contact with each other. They both race kind of similarly aggressive, not very clean. And obviously when 2 drivers like that are on the racetrack, you get something like Ross Chastain and Denny Hamlin.
O'Neal is trying to stay behind VZS, so he's not going to try and make the overtake, trying to play it safe, I think, here. But again, I mean, you know, we're 14 laps into this race. There's already been a lot of chaos, and it's been a pretty entertaining one. Obviously, a lot of DRS training, but again, this is what we expected. They're being a lot more aggressive than they were last week, that's for sure. That says a lot.
Unfortunately, Dice wasn't close enough to Bonkai to benefit, and he's out of the train. But maybe he could work with Christos there to get back to it.
Yeah, so we're getting random people joining the game right now, which is kind of funny, I can't lie. I don't know who's inviting people,
Random
but
people.
just random
If we
people.
get random people and they interfere, we could be getting
A red flag.
A safety car or a red flag, yeah. So we'll see if that interferes with anything.
We'll see if O'Neal interferes with VZS's lead as he goes down the inside, trying to make the move. He's not even going to try and do it. He's just going to comfortably do it. And he will take the lead of the Grand Prix here over VZS. Balky is going to be in third at the moment, and Keppa is currently in fourth. And then fifth, you have Ginger Lizard, who, again, you look at it, really, really unfortunate circumstances for him. Had a really good pit stop, good strategy. Something must have happened there. But here you got
between Mario Phone and Peacock.
Peacock trying to send on the inside. Again, when you get to this very tight corner and these chicanes, as Champs has been kicked from the party, as Peacock is going to have that inside line. It seems like Mr. Champs is just watching the race, so I don't really care. It's fine. Harlanster might get lapped soon. So Champs is in the car, which is really annoying, but whatever. I guess we'll know that that's O'Neal now, so whatever. VZS is in the lead over O'Neal and Bulky. And here they come on the Harlanster machine.
Yeah, he'll get blue flagged shortly, as the rate they've been catching them has been quite a lot. As the battling between this pack of four, quite a bit here. Dice is almost back in range. If they can just stay side by side, he'll get back in. He does need a safety to get back in the race. Obviously, the contact of VZS taking him out.
You just saw Cuba back out of that one right there. Very smart racing, but again, you know, I don't think you got to break that high or that low at that point, especially when you're in that chicane. You got to be very careful. Dice nearly got a bumper glitch again, even though he was that far back. Anything can happen. This pack is still right here. I'm surprised Dice is even in a pack at anything. And here comes O'Neal again. We got a driver out of the session or someone left the game. It really doesn't. It doesn't really tell you.
Yeah, that was the Mr. Champs guy.
Got it.
Harlanster getting ready to blue flag here.
Yeah, I'm going to go really wide.
Oh, Bonkai. Bonkai around.
And oh my goodness, that was really close. Harlanster is just, I mean, we're not wide, but again, nearly ricocheted back into VZS and O'Neal.
Not a great spot of the track to move, but I mean, I guess it works. No one's dead.
Well, I mean, if you're Mario here, you're loving this because you might get DRS and you can maybe get back with this pack here of Kane. We'll see how it plays out here. Lap 17 out of 33. So far, it has been all three of these drivers. You could also add Dice to the equation, but he is not here at the moment. But who is here? Oh, it's VZS again. Takes the lead.
Oh, okay. The lap car gives everyone in that farther pack DRS this lap, which should allow them to catch a bit. Did not blue flag well there and makes contact, and it's going to break two people from that pack.
You know, I would be so frustrated that happened to me, honestly. I remember back when I raced, it was a lot different in Formula Nitro. I mean, we didn't have the DRS like we do now, but I remember how annoying it was when you'd have a lap car in front of you, and there were no rules at the time to basically say, hey, you need to move out of the way. And it's kind of funny because I'm the one who literally made the league, and I could have just made the rules like that. But again, at the same time, you know, you wanted to make sure everybody was treated respectfully and everything. It's kind of funny I say that because literally it was chaotic back then. But again, different regulations than there were before. But O'Neal again going to try and take that lead away from VZS. Not quite going to do it, but now he will. Still not clear, though. VZS still on the inside. And is he finally going to make the overtake? Nope, he's not. VZS going to lose it. And Balky is going to lose everything. That's so unfortunate.
Really good for that pack. The pack back there. Peacock needs to lock in this lap. If Peacock can get the DRS off Boki, that could be race saving for those four.
100%. Dice is wanting a miracle. He might have got it here with this. Balky is still at the pack as well. Peacock just has to lock in, honestly. If you're anybody, you just have to lock in here and get closer and closer each lap. Still, that gap is there. It's a big gap still. They're not going to have DRS either. I mean, if you're Peacock at this point, you let Mario Fan overtake, and you just DRS train back up to the pack. That's what I would do.
Yeah, those guys are pretty slow. Dice has been trying to look for a way by, but Cuba's just slow enough to stay behind and defend the position. Not really thinking about the future of the race. Because if Dice were to lead that pack, I think they'd get there no problem. But unfortunately, he is not able to lead the pack right now. He's getting held up and defended.
Yeah, Cuba is harder to pass than a kidney stone at this point. Generally, absolutely brutal if you think about it. I mean, seriously, you're seeing a driver that qualified in a great position today having to be back with a bunch of drivers who, at the moment, are slower, but he can't do anything about it. And that's just how it goes, unfortunately. And here comes O'Neal again on the inside. Going to take the lead, hopefully, here. If you're O'Neal, obviously, an O'Neal supporter, you're hopefully hoping he does, and he does comfortably. Keppa not really, you know, being aggressive, trying to make a move on VZS, which, again, we've seen a lot of that.
That's what Dice needed right there. That's what Dice needed. Cuba went for a move that didn't exist, gets a bumper glitch, and now Dice has passed him. So now he's in third in line.
So Dice, this is the driver we're going to watch today. We're going to see if Dice can somehow make a comeback.
Yeah, he's going to need some luck. He's going to probably need a VSC after a pit stop, because some people will pit a lap earlier. If he gets lucky with the timing of things, it could see him back to the front. That's kind of how these things go. Mario Fan actually lost something there. So now Dice is second in the train.
So Dice is up second now in that train, is what you're saying, Hunter. That is absolutely huge. We'll see if we can get past Peacock here. I mean, if anything, you just want Dice to lead that pack. Is Peacock going to go to pit lane? So is Mario. We'll keep an eye on that as well.
Dice.
The race up pit road there.
Okay, Dice got DRS there. So Dice will have clean air to work with. And Dice will probably be in this time. He can make it from here.
VZS retook the lead again over O'Neal and Keppa. That's been your podium pretty much this whole last 10 laps, I'd say. This stint has been wild. Kane is telling Balky to be patient. Balky is not in the mood for that. You can hear him honking constantly saying, "Hey, bro, I am inside. I am inside." Which...
It's looking at a two-stop. Everyone will be making their final pit stops here shortly. We'll see who comes down this time, if any. Nobody.
And here they go down the DRS zone. Keppa going to try and force it outside. Nope, he's just going to stay behind. Smart move. I think he saw something happening there. Maybe something developing there to make that move. But again, you got to keep in mind, too, VZS doesn't have the DRS. But you have O'Neal there who has DRS. And, you know, one little mistake can cost your race. We've seen it before. We saw it with Dice early on in this thing. Dice is still in it, but I don't think it's going to be enough. He's on a completely different strategy than everybody else. We'll see, though.
He's only around 40 seconds out of the car in front, which means he's only 2 seconds out of that DRS.
He's going to need a miracle, is what you're saying.
He's going to need something, yeah. And it's definitely going to be a possible double stack with O'Neal and Boki. Is what he's going to need here. If they double stack, Boki will lose around 1.5. That'll bring him basically in range. Here we go. They're not going to double stack. So that's unfortunate for him.
Yep, here they come down pit lane again, and this is what we were talking about. This is how the races are going to be made here. Who is going to win this race off pit lane? Ginger Lizard had a great pit stop early on. We're going to see if it's good enough.
Oh, some pit lane turbulation there for Ginger Lizard. He's going to be side by side of Boki. Got held up. And oh my god, what
happened? I don't understand, because VZS is so far ahead of everyone.
I think he might, I don't know.
Is this a fuel strategy he's got here?
I think there's something with the pit lane exit boost. I've noticed that some people I feel like are getting the speed earlier than others. There might be a little bit of misplacement there. Definitely something to check post race.
We'll definitely see, but it would be kind of funny that was the way this thing ended. But you look at the gap now between VZS, Bulky, and Ginger Lizard. We'll see how it plays out here, though, as Keppa and Dills down pit lane. Dills still hasn't even gotten into a stall. Here comes O'Neal. Is O'Neal going to get there in time? It's going to be really close. He's going to be right there.
This might be good for Dice. I don't know though. Never mind. He wasn't able to.
Yeah, he just was not there in that pack. So the race to watch now is between VZS, O'Neal, Keppa. Just like how it was before, it all cycled out for him. Lap 25 out of 33. Who's going to win it? It all comes down to this. These three have been competing this whole race.
He made a statement saying that if you're going to battle me, I'm going to battle you harder than necessary at no matter the cost. And now everyone not really battling VZS as hard because of that. They don't want to get wrecked like Dice did, lose all that positions, all those points. So they're just going to make sure they can complete the move before going for it.
And Hunter, I would like to hear a track limit morning update, so please inform us on that.
Yeah, a lot of the people in the front not really in track limit jeopardy. Keppa at 5. Actually, VZS is at 4. He could be in jeopardy. But I think I think a lot of these people will have a few clears. Let's check other front runners. Boki with 6. I don't think he's got really much clears. Capnap at 4. Dice is at 5. I know he's got a lot by himself, but I think he has 1 clear, maybe 2. So still plenty of time for that to change, but right now track limit's not really a concern for most of the field.
And we'll see how things play out here as we're on lap 26 out of 33. VZS has been comfortably leading. He's gone back and forth between second and first. As I say it here.
I predicted the front pack would be 7 drivers by the end of it, and here we are, front 7 in the pack.
Good analysis from Hunter there. If you're O'Neal here, though, you just want to make the most out of that just fresh track in front of you. But again, you got VZS right behind you, so you got to be very, very careful. Not make a single mistake, but we haven't really seen any mistakes from these drivers so far on this one.
I want to talk about someone. Let's talk about Capnap. He actually was able to make the comeback necessary. He was in the very back at the beginning after an aggressive move early. He was able to position himself well. He's in the front pack at the end of it. Don't count him out here. With how aggressive those front drivers are, could see a lot of people wrecking themselves like we saw earlier with VZS and Dice.
Without a doubt, and here comes VZS again on O'Neal. Can he make the move? I mean, he's clear. Good move. Comfortably, VZS leads. Lap 28 out of 33. Right now, O'Neal just kind of staying behind at this point. It's really just been back and forth between these guys. Keppa really hasn't been making a move yet. I think he's just waiting for the time that is right, which is exactly what we saw last week. We'll see if it pays off for him, though. You know, it's not a matter of being aggressive. The matter is of being aggressive at the right time. And sometimes it might just be too late.
Oh, yeah, he's right there already. VZS is going to block that lane. He goes instantly to defend. He does not want to lose more positions than necessary. O'Neal's going to clear early here.
Keppa, instead of staying on that outside line, just going to stay behind VZS there. We'll see if that pays off for him. But again, I think it just goes to show you that you're not seeing that aggressiveness as you did.
He could have tried it, but he did not try it. We'll see if
I think he might have been clear, too. I mean, there's a really big possibility. Especially with VZS going for the block there. I think Keppa would have probably been in second or either third. I mean, it's either one of the two, but still, I think it's really important to be aggressive in these late stages. You know, it's lap 29 out of 33. You got to make a move at some point. You can't just sit behind the whole time in third.
Yeah, I'll be free to go at the line. So we're definitely in the thick of it now.
We'll see how it
That's
plays
another
out.
track limit. Dice needs to calm down on the track limits here. He's not really going to catch anybody else. Just needs to maintain on track. Oh,
And here we go again. VZS, instead of, going to make the move in the DRS zone, just stay behind. So, again, you're seeing some sort of strategy with that.
You want to make the move coming to the white. That way you're the leader coming to the checkered. But obviously VZS had a bad last 2 corners, which allowed O'Neal to be close enough to make the overtake no matter what. So it really is going to come down to overtake and make sure that car in second does not catch you throughout the lap. Because if they're right behind you at the DRS zone, there is a chance they could clear you at the finish line.
Without a
But
doubt.
if you're able to a decent gap like this right here, because VZS backing it up, making sure that nobody else thinks of anything behind them. So that's going to basically take everyone else's race out of their hands. It is a battle between O'Neal and VZS for this win. Unless they make a mistake somewhere and wreck each other.
We will see how it plays out here. 2 laps to go. This time by, is VZS going to go? Nope. He's not. Kepa nearly got a bumper glitch off of VZS there. You can hear him honking.
Yeah, Boki's going to the outside. Doesn't want to sit in 7th. He might as well try something. It's not like he can really lose a position. But obviously nothing going there.
Dice battling right now with Cuba for that position. What an unfortunate turn of events for him. He was up here in the podium places. And an incident on the circuit. A bumper glitch cost him this race.
Capnap cuts off Ginger Lizard a bit there. Allows Boki to get side by side with him. Here we go. This is the move that he's going to make. He's going to go to the outside. He's going to clear him. White flag. Final lap to Invisible Man. VZS is probably going to put him on the grass here, cut him off, just to make sure he doesn't.
It's going to be really close, I think, too, because DRS coming to the line as well.
Yep, it's going to come down if O'Neal can't catch here. He needs to make sure, because VZS is going to back up and make... VZS's strategy here is to make sure O'Neal runs into the back of him, gets a bumper glitch, loses the time. So O'Neal needs to make sure that he's close, but he's not getting too close. He needs to not burn himself on the stove. So we go to the backstretch.
He's really close. We'll see if it pays off here. As they go through the chicane, he's still going to be right there.
O'Neal hit the chicane wrong. He's going to lose momentum here down this downhill. Going to come down the final 2 corners.
We'll see how it plays out here as they come out of the final corner on the front stretch. The DRS is enabled. Is he going to have enough time to make the move? As he's going to go wide, they're going to be side by side, but it's not going to be enough. It is going to be VZS winning here at Imola. A great race between these 3 as Kepa is going to stay in 3rd for the whole race at that point.
Kepa's got 6 track limits. So I think he'll probably lose that podium. 10 to Boki. Boki got 10 track limits. He's basically guaranteed a 5-second here.
You got to give VZS credit where it's due. He loves the style of racing. It fits him perfectly. But what I saw there, like you said, is he slowed down the momentum of O'Neal, and it paid off for him. And that's just racing for you. And he did a great job at that. And again, another great performance from VZS.
Yeah, O'Neal messed up the chicane. He lost some momentum going into the final 2 corners. And obviously, once you lose that momentum, it takes a little bit to get the momentum back. And that's what's going to do him in.
Yeah, there's nothing really you can do about it when you're behind a driver that magnitude, that point. And again, I really understand where you're coming from if you're O'Neal, because you're so close, but again, you're so far at the same time. You think you're there, right there. I mean, all you need is a little bit more of the straightaway. But again, just not enough. Here's your podium celebrations here. All these drivers here on the podium celebrating VZS. Again, it's just been so dang good.
overall, I think I liked the race a lot better than Barcelona, actually. Something about this Imola track, even though the racing was pretty predictable,
Yeah.
the front stretch DRS is at least interesting enough to make.
No, I mean,
Makes
I
something
absolutely agree with what you're
possible.
saying, Hunter, because it's a wide straightaway, right? And it's not just your generic straight line. You have to turn as you go into the straightaway, which I love. And I think that's what makes it really fun is you have this really, really interesting corner here because look, you go here into turn 1, instead of it just being a straight line here, you've got to turn, and the DRS zone is still going here. This line right here, this white line is that DRS zone. So it literally, you're coming into turn 1 with all this momentum. You're going to go into the chicane here, go through here, and again, then you got this very nice hairpin, very beautiful corner, probably one of my favorite corners in Formula Nitro. And again, it was a great race, but, very predictable racing as always. But you saw a lot of strategy in play from VZS, and that's what really got him the win, if anything. The backing up a bit, at the right time, and not pushing it to the limit every single time he would get to that DRS zone, being aggressive, and I think that's really what got him the win today. And it comes to the discussion we had where, it's okay to be aggressive at certain points, but you really got to time it. You got to time that DRS zone. You got to time when you want to make that overtake. Because, again, with there being only one DRS zone at Imola, that's what really it comes down to. Because if there's 2 DRS zones, it completely plays a different factor. But, again, 1 DRS zone is going to change the whole aspect, and that's exactly what happened today. VZS wins here at Imola. And, again, I mean, I'm really curious to what the others think about this race because I thought it was pretty dang good. Better than Barcelona for sure. I think that's mainly because of the fact that a lot of these drivers weren't scared to make a move in terms of what we saw at Barcelona, where it was one of those trial races. It was a points race. They didn't want to lose points, and that's kind of what happened, where you had these drivers that were, thinking of being aggressive at the same time. They're like, okay, I don't want to lose points here, and I want to go wide and try and force something and try and make something out of nothing. And, there's a lot of talks about maybe that race not being a points race, and that's exactly what happened. So, yeah, I mean, again, congrats to VZS. What a run. O'Neal, props to him, where he started this race. And then, of course, you got to feel bad for, Dice, who had a really good run as well. I mean, the fact that he even got back near the pack is honestly a miracle if you think about it. He obviously didn't get that safety car that he wanted, but he was really close in the end, and it just wasn't enough. Wasn't in that first pack, but he got to the second pack, which is something that we didn't even think would happen. Isn't that right, Hunter?
Yeah. Oh,
We
just
saw.
randomly getting a migraine.
You
Ooh.
got a migraine? I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, it's out of nowhere. Good
Yep.
thing the race is over.
Yeah, that's fair. That's probably just from did you sleep last night? How many hours of sleep
Yeah.
you get?
I don't know, like 3.
Okay, that's probably why you need to get some sleep, bro. But again, this race came down to strategy. And that's what happens in these DRS races, and you just got to be very, very mindful of what you're going to do in those situations. So it's exactly what happened. VZS is your winner here at Imola. Great win at that. You got to give him all the credit. He deserves it all. There's a lot of what ifs of what would have happened if Dice didn't, get the bumper glitch. Could say the same thing about, Kane, for example. But, the Imola faithful enjoy the race, so that's all that matters. So with that being said, that's going to do it here from our Grand Prix weekend. Here are your results as it stands at the moment. It is currently the man himself. Sorry, my bad. I literally nearly just threw up my mouth. I apologize, guys. The man himself, VZS, winning this Grand Prix. And then, of course, you had O'Neal in second. And then third, of course, was Keppa, who decided to not make a move at all in those last 5 laps of the Grand Prix. So he gets that podium, so that's important for him. But there's going to be a lot of discussion of, maybe he could have made that move when he got really close to VZS on that one final one of those laps. So you got to understand that. But again, getting the podium, I think that's what's all that matters really as well. So it's better to be safe than sorry, and that's exactly what Keppa went. So again, big ups to all the drivers for racing here today. It was a good race. Curious to see what everybody else thinks. But that is going to do it for our Formula Nitro coverage here from Imola Again, thanks for Hunter for joining me in the booth today. Really appreciate it. Hopefully your headache and your migraine feels better. Get some rest, bro. Get some water. But yeah, thank you everybody for tuning in, watching today's Grand Prix. And as always, have a great rest of your day, evening, afternoon, morning, time to the world. And yeah, ladies and gentlemen, peace. If I can like actually turn my mouse on. Nice, right? I think it's dead. Well,
Did it finish?
my mouse is dead. My mouse is dead. Hold on one sec, chat. It is, that's not ideal at all. Can this, like, thing turn on, please? Like, I actually need it to work. This is not ideal at all. Okay. Well, hold on one sec, guys. Just, I'm gonna mute my mic. Everybody, don't talk for a second. I gotta fix this. Not ideal at all. What's going on here, but... yeah, I guess that's life. Hold on one sec, guys. I'm gonna fix this. Okay. This is the right cable. Nope. That's not the right cable either. Where is my charging cable? Where is that? It's probably somewhere around here. Maybe over here. Is it over here? Please tell me it's right here. Is this it? Please tell me it is. Is this it? And I found it. Bang. Hold on one sec, guys. I love my Xbox just turned on when I didn't even press anything. It's freaking wonderful. I think it's because I just disconnected my Xbox controller that I was using for the race. Which, by the way, guys, yes, I do use my controller when I'm doing the camera work for these races because the keyboard and mouse is just too loud. Just too much, but... oh, actually, we got Commander in here. Commander, so I want to hear your thoughts on this Grand Prix. Obviously, like, what do you think after that one, honestly?
It was pretty, honestly, pretty average race.
Yeah.
Pretty much as expected, DRS trains.
Yeah.
Best we could do right now. There is an update in April. Epic Games said they because Rocket Racing is being removed from the game.
Yep.
They're going to be adding car physics and more tools for car maps.
Ooh.
Well, what I hope is it's not the rocket racing physics, right? That's what we're hoping for. Hopefully.
Well, the Rocket Racing car is already in creative. So
Really?
I'm thinking they're going to merge it with like the Whiplash. And just
Gotcha.
give us customizable stuff for it, but
That'd be nice.
that's what I think, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, let's hope it's that. You know, we know that Epic Games loves to have a little update that can ruin everything that we have. So, again, though, I thought honestly that there was a lot of strategy today in terms of VCS. Wouldn't you say as well, Commander?
Yeah. Decent amount of strategy. 2-stop race. All way better than a 1-stop.
I love how this car is called the medical car, not the reboot van. It's kind of funny. Can't lie.
Well, yeah, because that's what the role is playing. That's why I call the taxi the safety car.
Wait, so like you can actually name a vehicle in this game? That's kind of cool. I didn't even know you could do that. It's very cool.
Well, and UEFN, you name it.
Oh,
but
okay, got it.
It's still the reboot van, like in the game.
Yeah.
You like walk up to it. But
Yeah, I got you.
just in the game's files, it's named. I named it something different.
Gotcha. Well, that's gonna do it for our coverage. Thank you, Commander, for staying in here for a bit and just telling us what you thought about this race. That was a pretty good one. You know, again, just your DRS train racing, but yeah, best what we can get right now as of the regulations and everything, and Fortnite being broken as always. But again, thanks everybody for tuning in for today's Grand Prix. We appreciate you, and have a great rest of your day, evening, afternoon, morning, whatever time to the world. And yeah, ladies and gentlemen, peace.